Malaysia's second highest court has upheld former Premier Najib Razak's corruption conviction in a 1MDB-related case. Najib had been battling to overturn that guilty verdict handed down last year, which sentenced him to 12 years jail and a $50 million fine. He's maintained his innocence throughout. The 68-year-old is filing an appeal to the country's top court and remains out on bail for the moment. Melissa Go with this report.
Now, in the end, the verdict was delivered online. Najib, the ex-Prime Minister, was under home quarantine after one of his lawyers was infected by coronavirus. Now, outside the Palace of Justice in Putrajaya, scores of his supporters gathered.
Kami akan tetap lawan. Kami akan tetap lawan membela Presiden Najib.
Now, the Court of Appeal three-judge panel unanimously upheld all 7 convictions against the former Prime Minister. The High Court Judge Nazlan Ghazali's decision in July last year was correct. They said Najib, who was a public officer entrusted with the money, has dishonestly misappropriated some $10 million from SRC International, a former unit of State Fund 1MDB, and converted them for its own use. And there was no national interest, Court of Appeal judges said. Instead, what Najib did was a national embarrassment. Now, the Court of Appeal also found that Najib has abused his position in securing the almost $1 billion loan from Retirement Fund for SRC. And there is no such thing as Arab donations. It's all concocted. As such, Najib's conviction in relation to SRC were upheld along with the sentences meted out by the High Court judge, namely the 12 years imprisonment and the $50 million fine. Now, speaking at an online news conference, Najib was utterly disappointed.
Once again, that I didn't know, nor did I ask for it, neither did I direct anyone for the 42 million to be transferred to my account.
Now, the Court of Appeal has granted him a stay of execution pending his appeal to the federal court. Now, unless overturned by the apex court, his convictions bar him from contesting in the next general election that's widely expected to be held next year, now effectively thwarting his plan for a political comeback. Now, lead prosecutor V. Sitambara, meanwhile, denied that the convictions were politically motivated.
These are facts, hard, cold facts. So far, 4 judges. 4 judges have looked at it and found that the evidence presented against Dato' Sri Najib is justified to show the commission of the offences with which he is charged.
Now, this is just the first of a series of corruption trials facing the ex-Prime Minister in relation to State Fund 1MDB. Najib is currently out on bail. Now, his lawyers have 14 days to file for final appeal at the federal court. Melissa Go, CNA, at the Palace of Justice, Putrajaya.